It is with great pleasure that we have a very important person with us today. Many of you have had the chance to get to meet him and talk with him and get to take some pictures with him already. But he's here now, and he's going to talk to us about his life as he's lived it for the last 5 years. So this is Chris Norton, and let's give him a big round of applause.
Pleasure to be here. You guys probably don't know this, but I'm a big fan of the Southwind Warriors. I have been to several football games. I've been to the state tournament game for Southwind, the state tournament for Southwind baseball. So I'm a big fan of the state baseball t-shirt. So I've always rooted for you guys. Just want you to know that. I'm excited to share my story. I think you guys will be able to learn a lot from it. Because at an early age, I learned how to overcome adversity and how to get through obstacles in my life. And it's because of my spinal cord injury. Now, the lessons I learned from overcoming my spinal cord injury, those same practices can be applied to any obstacle in your life. Whether it's with school, athletics, music, relationships, your health. No matter what it is, you can still use the things I've learned from my spinal cord injury to get through that kind of stuff. And everybody is capable of getting through it. And I've learned a lot for myself. When you go through something that's difficult, you learn a lot about yourself and you learn about other people. And I know for myself that you can endure and take on so much more than you ever thought was possible. Because it's easy to look at me and think of all the things I've lost. But I'm here to tell you, I've gained more than I've ever lost from getting injured. And I'll explain that in my talk. But to get started, I want to play a video. And this video is from Courage in Sports. CBS put it together. I won the 2011 CBS Courage in Sports Award. And this video will kind of introduce me, and you can see the play when I got injured. So play that, please.
And now the America's Choice Honoree.
My name is Chris Norton. Last year was the longest year of my life. I played football for Luther College. It's in Decorah. October 16, 2010. I was only a freshman playing special teams against Central College. The ball was kicked. I sprinted in the field. The return man veers right at me. Our bodies collide. The pile cleared, but I don't.
Chris Norton is down as of right now.
Face down, motionless like nothing.
You just hope and pray that he's doing okay. He's in a wheel, stretcher.
Doctors tell me I have a 3% chance of regaining movement below my neck. I'm scared, frightened. October 17, a day after the collision. I can wiggle my left arm, a small movement, but it's hope. A few days later, I'm doing shoulder exercises. Every moment I'm awake, I'm working. I question my determination, whether it pay off. Should I quit? Nope. My family becomes my backbone, giving me faith. I spent 129 days at the Mayo Clinic and another 98 at the Ronald McDonald House. I returned to campus in the fall. Remember me? What's up? September 10, 2011. I returned to my team as an honorary captain. I can't play, but I can do something far greater. Just go out there and win. Some people didn't believe in me, but my family did, my team did, and I did. Because at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, there's only one thing you can do for what you believe in. Stand up.
We all face adversity in overwhelming circumstances, but nobody should be defined by them. We can shape our own future. And we can do this through what I call the power to stand. Now, the power to stand is not merely the physical ability to stand, but it's stand for what you believe in. It's to stand up in the face of adversity, to stand with confidence. And I hope after my talk, you'll feel what it's like to have the power to stand. For me, on October 16th, 2010, my life was changed forever. I was a freshman at Luther College. I attended school to play football, get a great education, make some lifelong friends. And the 6th week into the season, we're playing Central College, and we scored a touchdown. Then it was our turn to kick the ball off to the other team, and that was for me to run out in the field to cover the kick. I had to make the tackle on the ball carrier. And it would be my last play that I played as a football player. And before the ball was kicked, I knew I was going to make the tackle. I just had this feeling that I was going to make the play. And the ball was kicked, it was short and right to my side. I sprint downfield. I see an opening where the ball carrier is going to run through. I ran, dove, and I was a split second too late with my timing. So instead of getting my head in front of the ball carrier, my head collided with his leg. And instantly, the feeling and the movement to my body was gone. I laid there face down, motionless. And at the time, I didn't think anything of it. I thought it was fine. I thought I would bounce right back up. And as I tried to get up, nothing was happening. The signals I was trying to send to the rest of my body to move weren't communicating. No matter how much I tried and willed myself to get up, nothing was moving. And so as I laid there, I started to get embarrassed. I was thinking, they have to stop the game for me because I can't get up. I just wanted to get up, walk away. And I couldn't do that. The trainers started asking these questions. Chris, can you make a fist? I tried, I couldn't. Chris, can you wiggle your toes? I tried, I couldn't do that. And as time went on, nothing was getting better. They rolled me on my back, kept asking the same questions, and then eventually they called in for a helicopter. And when they called in for a helicopter, that's when I knew that this is serious. This is very, very serious. That's when I closed my eyes and just began to pray. I was just praying to God just to help me through this whole process. I could just get up and walk away. I was scared. That was when I was starting to get scared. But at the same time, I thought, there's no way this is really happening. And by closing my eyes, I was blocking out the reality. Because at the time, I thought I was invincible. I thought I was 18-year-old, nothing serious happens to me. Serious things happen to other people. Those are the people that you read about. Those are the people that come to your middle school and give you talks. But I just never thought that would be me. And eventually, I was wheeled across the field on the stretcher. And if you've been to a sporting event, you know when someone's injured or being helped off, you clap for them, you give them support. And that's what the crowd did for me. They clapped for me and gave me support. And then usually the player will give a thumbs up. They'll give a wave to let them know, you'll be okay. I tried doing that. I tried giving a thumbs up. I tried doing a wave, and I couldn't do it. I've never been to a sporting event where someone couldn't move, where someone couldn't give that thumbs up or wave. At this point, I would have taken a thumbs down. I'd been like, not doing so good. Struggling here. I think something happened to my neck, or I don't know. I would have taken any movement at that point. And so eventually I get to the hospital in Decorah, Iowa, at Winneshiek. They prepared me for the flight. And at this point, I started to get worried about my breathing. I was telling them that I can't catch my breath. I can't get as much air as I want to. And they told me it's a side effect of the damage that I caused to my neck. If I need help to breathe, to let them know, because they'll have to put a trach down my throat to assist with my breathing. Your spinal cord controls your lungs. And they told me, though, that the damage from the trach could cause more damage, making it harder for me to breathe, making my injury more serious. So I didn't want to have the trach. So I declined it, and I said I'd be fine. I get to the helicopter. 5 minutes into the helicopter ride, my eyes shot open. I thought I stopped breathing. I tried to get the attention of the EMTs, and they weren't listening. I couldn't hear a thing. They couldn't hear a thing. The propellers were deafening. At that moment, I knew I had to take control of my life, take control of my breathing, because I was so overwhelmed. I was thinking about my future. Will I ever play sports again? Will I ever live a happy life again? Will I walk again? And I got myself freaked out. I panicked. And all I needed to do was to focus on breathing. So that's what I did. I just focused on one breath at a time. I counted my breaths. It was kind of a defining moment for me because I had to, from there on out, take my life and my recovery one breath, one step at a time. And just figure out what's most important in your life. That's what I want you to take away from that, is that life can be really overwhelming. There's a lot of things going on. It can be very stressful, but just take care of the most important thing. Just focus on one thing at a time. And then move from there. That's what I did. I didn't take a breath. Just remember to breathe. Just take it one step at a time. I get to the hospital. They prepare me for surgery. They take x-rays, they take MRIs. They had to realign my neck. I will avoid those details. But there's some excruciating things I had to go through before surgery. One of the most excruciating moments was when I had to take the MRI picture. Now, if you've ever been in an MRI machine, it's a really tight corner room. And this machine makes a loud, rattling noise. It's really annoying to lay there for 45 minutes to an hour. I had this neck brace on that was really uncomfortable. It felt like it was digging the back of my head. And I just hated it. I asked them if they could move the neck brace, and they couldn't, to not damage my neck. So I was just miserable. I was overwhelmed. And I remember just praying, oh God, please let me go to sleep. God, just please sleep through this. This will be the longest 45 minutes of my life. Next thing I know, I'm getting lowered out of the machine. I fell asleep. I couldn't believe it. That's when I really knew that God was with me. You know, that was comforting to me. So then I get to the surgery room, and the doctor asks, do you have any questions? And this whole time, I had one question that I was scared to ask. Because up to this point, I didn't ask one thing. I was scared to ask any questions until they knew all the information, that all the answers they needed before surgery. I wanted them to give me the best answer they could. And so the question was, will I walk again? And the doctor just bowed his head and said, I don't know. He had such a defeating look. And that's when first time I started crying. That's when all the strength that I had went away, and I felt really weak in that moment. So the next thing I know, the lights go out, and I'm asleep. But now, what would carry me forward through my recovery were the lessons I learned growing up when I was in elementary and middle school. Something I was really passionate about growing up was basketball and competing at anything. Whether it's academics, card games. And a circumstance I dealt with was nothing came easy to me. And I learned you can't use an excuse as an excuse. It doesn't come easy to you. Just because something's difficult doesn't mean you shouldn't work through it. Doesn't mean you should quit. So after a frustrating basketball game, I went home, I complained, I felt sorry for myself, watched TV. My dad, he came up to me and said, Chris, if you don't like where you're at, then do something about it. I don't know what it was about those words, but it clicked. It really clicked on something that, don't complain about the challenges you have in your life if you're not going to do anything about them. If you're not going to try to work through them. Because I was never going to be a better basketball player unless I put in the time, unless I put in the practice. And I wasn't practicing enough. So that's when I started to practice more. I stopped complaining. My grades, they weren't very good. I felt sorry for myself that I didn't get very good grades. Well, I wasn't reading at home. I wasn't doing my homework. And that's when I started doing my homework, doing more reading. And I got my grades up. I really worked hard. And so I just applied this to everything in my life. It's just working through it. If you don't like where you're at, then do something about it. I kept going. Eventually in high school, my basketball coach likes to tell the story of when I would shoot baskets before practice and after practice. I was always trying to create opportunities for myself to get a little bit better. But he wants to go home after practice. He has a family. I always would keep him late. So what he would do, he'd lock the basketballs up before practice got over so I couldn't get one. Well, I brought my own basketball. And eventually he just turned off all the lights in the gym so I couldn't see where I was shooting. But there's always little things like that where I was always trying to work to get a little bit better. And that's something you all can do. You have opportunities all around you to get better. Whether it's music, school, athletics, friendships, relationships, whatever it is. Put in the time, put in the work to get a little bit better. Find those opportunities to get better. Do extra reading at night. Stay a little bit later after practice. Whatever it is, just find ways to better yourself and always be working towards your goal. So by the time I graduated, I was able to graduate with academic honors and athletic honors. And they're not significant by any means. They're not all-American caliber or nothing extraordinary. But they're extraordinary for me because I worked really hard for it. And you can be happy and proud with yourself wherever you are if you work as hard as you can. Even if you don't quite get there, if you know in your heart you gave it everything you got, you'd be happy and proud of yourself. I know you will. So little did I know of just learning to work through your challenges, your obstacles, in my early life, how much I'd helped come October 17, 2010. When I woke up, I had an oxygen tube running down my throat. My vision was in a fog, a haze. I had a tube of wires running through my body. It was surreal. The first conversation I had was with the surgeon. He told me I had a 3% chance of ever regaining any movement or feeling below my neck. The odds went in one ear and out the other. I was not going to let this define me. Because life events can either define you or inspire you. I was going to let this inspire me. There's no way I was going to accept this. So on day one, I did the only thing I could do, which was to nod my head yes and no. I could do it just slightly, but I did it for hours. Eventually, I was able to shrug my left shoulder. Just a little movement, but it was hope. And it broke through that 3% barrier. I shrugged my one shoulder for hours and hours. I was going to do whatever it took to get better. Now, come nighttime, that's when my doubts, that's when my fears really crept in. That's when I got scared. Because I think about my future. I think about where I'll be in a week, a month, a year, 5 years. Because I wanted to walk. When you want to walk and you can only move your one shoulder, that's pretty daunting. You know you have a long ways to go. So what I focused on was getting better one day at a time. How can I get better today? And that's what I focused on, just doing whatever I could this day, today, to get a little bit better. So I'm one day closer to my goal. That's what I want you guys to do. Whatever your goal is, don't overwhelm yourself with thinking with how far you have to go. Just focus on getting better today. And always put in a little bit of time every day to work towards that goal. And that's what I did. I kept working and working. Come the 4th day after my surgery, I was able to move both my shoulders. And I was getting sensation throughout my body. And at nighttime, I got scared. I was really upset. And a physician came in. It was about 4 in the morning. And I couldn't sleep. And she said, "Chris, my name is Georgia. Do you know anybody from Wyoming?" I thought, "No. But where are you going with this?" She said, "Well, I'm from Wyoming, and people from Wyoming don't tell lies." I thought, okay. And then she said, "Chris, you will beat this. You will beat this." I started crying right there on the spot. I couldn't believe how much she believed in me. Those words were so empowering, and I needed to hear that in that moment so badly. So in less than 30 seconds, her words completely changed my life. Like, I believed in myself, but that just gave me that extra boost I needed to get through it. And so it really shows how powerful your words are. Your words have such a powerful effect on other people. So I want you guys to be like Georgia. Empower other people. Give people hope. Don't bring them down. Give them hope. Whether it's in class, in the hallway, talk to somebody you usually don't talk to. Sit next to somebody you usually don't sit next to. Bring each other up. Encourage each other. Because like Georgia, I'll never forget. So I'll never forget Georgia from Wyoming. Never tells a lie. So then come time, I transitioned to the rehab floor. The rehab floor is where I started my intensive training. My intensive training first involved was getting into a chair. It was just to get out of bed. To get out of bed, I needed about 5 people in a machine to get me out. So I had no control of my body. And my first goal was to tolerate being in a chair for 30 minutes. I got 30 minutes. Next day, 45 minutes. I kept getting a little bit better. So I went from 1 hour of training to 2 hours of training, then to 3 hours of training. I asked for 4 hours. They're like, "Chris, you can't do 4 hours." I said, "Why not?" "Well, no one's ever asked for 4 hours." I said, "Well, I'd like to give 4 hours, if possible." And I got it. I couldn't get 5 or 6 or 7 or 8. I asked, but that was too much. But what they did, though, they wrote up workouts for me. I had my therapist write up workouts that my family could give to me. So if I wasn't working, if I wasn't sleeping or eating, I was working. I was going to do whatever it took to get better. And I just had that dedication. So come 6 weeks in, I had sensations throughout my body, more movement in my arms, but nothing in my legs. My legs, they felt locked in a cast, like this invisible cast that made them immobile. Well, one day, my left big toe emerged out of the cast, like I could almost wiggle it. It was a new, exciting sensation, and I had to tell my doctor about it. So I explained the sensation to him, that something special was happening. You have to take a look at my toe. And he wasn't interested. and he refused to look at my toe. I didn't understand. I was so happy, I was so excited. He should be happy and excited that something is happening in my lower body. And he wasn't. He explained that I'm having a phantom feeling. And this phantom feeling happens to a lot of people with spinal cord injuries. That you want to believe you can feel something differently, or that you want to feel that you can maybe move it, but you believe in it so much that you tricked yourself into thinking it was real, and that because I wanted it to feel differently so badly, I just made it up. It was like an illusion in my head that I could feel something differently. And with that, he just walked out. I'll never forget it. My dad, who was with me, he turned to me with tears in his eyes, which I've never seen him cry in my life until this moment. He said, "Chris, do not let people tell you what you can or can't do." And I looked back at him, tears in my eyes, said I never will. And I responded to that doctor that I'm going to work as hard as I possibly can. I'm going to prove you wrong, that it's not a phantom feeling. Well, not even a week later, on Thanksgiving morning, I wiggled that exact left big toe. He said I'd never move. I was pumped. I was psyched. You guys seen the Incredible Hulk? That's how I felt. About ripping out of my shirt, start pounding my chest. I was so excited. I proved them wrong. So, as people were congratulating me, they came in my room. "Chris, congrats. It's amazing. I'm so happy for you." I kept telling them, "Hey, can you go find that doctor who I like to call Dr. Phantom? You go bring Dr. Phantom in here. You tell him to thank this." So I wiggled my toe in his face. I wanted to have a good conversation with him. I never got that chance, but it was an amazing moment, and I was so happy to have that toe wiggle. Because that toe wiggle, it moved to my quads. I was able to fire my quads and other parts of my body where it's really picked up. But now, you've heard two stories of how words really affected me. Georgia, she really empowered me, gave me hope. Dr. Phantom really brought me down. It made me feel worthless. And unfortunately, there's going to be people like Dr. Phantom in the world who are going to bring you down, but you cannot allow it. You cannot allow someone's negative words bring you down and make you feel hopeless. Again, you can either let it define you or inspire you. Let it inspire you. Choose to be like a Georgia instead. Empower people. Give them hope. Because you have no idea the effect on your words. You don't know what someone else is going through. You know what I've realized is that because I'm in a wheelchair, you can see some of my difficulties. I have some physical challenges. And guess what? People are really nice. They're really nice to me. They really look out for me. They make sure I'm okay. They can see the challenges that I'm going through. Well, what if I told you there's people in this room who are facing just as difficult, if not more challenges than me? But you just can't see it. It's inside. It's how they feel. And those challenges are worse than a physical challenge. But just because you can't see somebody else's difficulties doesn't mean you should treat them any differently. You don't know what's going on in their home life. You don't know what's going on in their lives. So treat everyone fairly. Treat everybody respectfully. So, after the hospital, after I proved Dr. Phantom wrong, I continue to get stronger. And then I set the goal that I'm going to go back to college. When I'm done with college, I'm going to walk across the stage of my graduation. Now, I have no idea how I was going to do that, but I decided to make it my goal. I'm going to put myself out there and make it happen no matter what. Because again, just set big goals for yourself, because if you work as hard as you possibly can, you can be proud and happy with where you are at the end of the day. And that's what I felt. So I made it public, I wrote a blog, I made it on Facebook, I told everybody I talked to, this is my goal. The Des Moines Register ran as a cover story that I vowed to walk across the stage. So the pressure was on that I had to make it happen. And it kept me really focused. I finished school a semester early so I could move out to Michigan to train. So I trained for 6 months straight with no distractions for 5-6 hours a day. Well, I want to show you guys this next video of the results of my graduation walk, which this graduation walk happened in May of this last year. And another special story I want to say with it is that the woman walking with me is my fiance. And I proposed to her the day before the graduation walk. And I gotta be honest too, I was more nervous for the proposal than the graduation walk. Now that she'd say no, I just wanted to go perfectly. But I want you guys to see the walk.
Over a year ago, I set the goal to walk on stage at graduation. Well, now, today's that day, and I'm about to walk on stage at graduation with my fiance, Emma. We just got engaged yesterday. Congrats to Tom. You're getting stronger and stronger, and I really want to show everyone how far I've come. Just that you can set big goals for yourself. You just got to go out there and get it. Those people we evaluated who couldn't have chapter in my life that just got closed, and there's still so many things out there that I want to accomplish. And for myself, I always have those that I want to continue to improve my walking and therapy, my independence. I'll always be a goal of mine, and it's just a time where you just feel good about everything, how far you come. I came into the school, like, obviously able-bodied, and then having been injured was the start of whole new life over. And that whole new life kind of started out with it, and to kind of close it, and now look forward to the future is exciting, but it's also fun to reflect because I'm just proud and
Did you guys notice the woman in blue in the video? That's my mom. She cries a lot. She's a pretty emotional lady. Fun thing about me and my mom, I like to prank her. And so one of the things I would do to her when she would visit is I would surprise her with my new movement, my new improvement. My dad, he stayed with me for the first 3 months. He took a leave from work to help me out in the hospital. My mom, she would commute 3 hours, and she would come Thursday evening and stay until Sunday evening. Well, when she would come Thursday evening, that's when I had to prank her. And so this one time, I had a new movement. A new movement with my left bicep. I was able to do this. Bring my arm up like that. All right? So she came in the room and said, "Mom, you gotta come over here. You gotta come here. There's something going on in my heart. There's a weird sound. Something scary is happening." So, like a mom, she's all worried, right? So she comes over, and I tell her to lean her head across my chest. I was like, "Keep coming closer. Keep coming." She's like, "I don't hear anything." You just gotta keep coming closer until she gets right where my microphone is, right? Put my arm up. Put in a little chokehold. She did like a little scream, laugh, cry. She's like so surprised, so happy that I could move my arm up. But I couldn't just tell her that, I had to show her that. But I did little things like that with my family to keep the mood light, to keep it fun. Like, that's just my natural personality, is to have fun. No matter what you're going through, you gotta have a good attitude. You gotta put a smile on your face. That's how you're gonna make the most improvement. And that's what I learned early on, is that I didn't want to mope and feel sorry for myself. I wanted to still live life to the fullest, have a smile on my face. And so remember that. We go through tough times. Everybody goes through challenges. It doesn't have to be a spinal cord injury to have a challenge. But just remember to keep that good attitude. Because there's two things that you will always have control over. And that's your attitude and your effort. Choose to have a good attitude when you wake up in the morning. Give it everything you got. And you'll be surprised by how much you can achieve and accomplish by doing that. And for me, I stayed focused on giving 100% effort and a good attitude. But it wasn't just my effort and attitude that got me to the point where I'm at today. My family were instrumental for my recovery and my health. Like I said, my dad, he stayed for 3 months with me. And then my family were by my side for over a year, always there to help me. My sisters would visit me every single chance they got. And it was incredible how much they really helped me. It gave me strength to keep going. My friends were unbelievable. They visited me every chance they got. We would also have fun. We formed a wheelchair game, is what we call it, where we all got into wheelchairs late at night at Mayo Clinic, and we ventured the Mayo Clinic underground system. Eventually, security got called on us, and we had to be escorted back to our room. We thought we were pretty fun and funny. Thought we were like in college again or something. But, or in high school, the teacher telling you to get back to the classroom. You know, we had little fun things like that where we always kept the mood light. Another thing my friends like to do to me, because this is my best interest to get stronger in my wheelchair. And it was this wheelchair that I wanted to use. My arms weren't very strong to get myself around, because I use a power chair a lot. So they put me in this chair, and they put up cones for me to weave in and out of the cones. And they tied me, and they do different things like that. But eventually, once I got old and tiring and boring, they blindfolded me and put me through the obstacle course. Now, it doesn't make any sense to blindfold you to go through it, but it was just something they wanted to do, and we had a good time doing it. And I honestly would not be here today without my friends, without their support. And I literally wouldn't be here without their support, because Michael and Tyler, they drove me. So thanks, guys, for the ride. People themselves writing letters, sending nice messages, and that was unbelievable. It really showed the good of community. And, I'm just thankful to have also like some celebrity, well-known people reach out to me. The head coach for Ohio State, Urban Meyer, he reached out, called, he texted me. We stay in touch. Been to several Ohio State games. He supports my foundation that I started. Tim Tebow called, and we stay in touch. Drew Brees, he's a quarterback for the New Orleans Saints. Different people like that all reached out and were there for me. They didn't have to. So there's a lot of really good people out in the world. That's why I like sharing those people who've reached out to me. And so through my recovery and through all the blessings I've had, I realized that I have it really good. I'm really thankful for where I'm at. I'm more thankful for the things I have now than I did before my injury. You wouldn't think that, but I have more of a purpose. I have more of appreciation for life than ever before. Because of that appreciation and gratitude, I started an organization to help other people with disabilities. So we've raised almost $500,000 to help other people with disabilities. And so I encourage you all, when you're in a good spot in your life, or even if you're not, give back to other people and to organizations. Do charity work. Help out your neighbor. Do little things, acts of kindness for other people. You do it because you want to help other people, but you'd be surprised by how rewarding it is to help other people as well. So I encourage you all to do that. And for my story, I've been talking for a while, but there's so much more to it that I can't say in words. And so if you really are interested in learning more about myself and the things that I went through, I encourage you to get my book. It's called The Power of Faith When Tragedy Strikes. And I think you all find it very inspirational. I'll have that available to sale after I talk. I also have a couple of bookmarks too if you want more information to get it online if you don't have a credit card or cash. So there's just so many blessings and so many things I'm thankful for that I can't share them all with you today. But I want to close in this. I love life. Life's a wonderful thing. But one thing it's not is easy. And I don't think life is ever meant to be easy. Because the reality is, bad things happen to good people. But what's most important is how you respond to it. You're going to either let the obstacle or challenge define you or inspire you. And you all have that choice to make. You have that choice to have that good attitude, to give effort. So I encourage you, whether it's school, your challenges in school, or athletics, music, your health, whatever it may be, work at it. Give everything you got. Because what I've learned in over 5 years since my injury is that when people say that they can't, what they really mean is they won't. Because when you have your determination, your attitude, your effort, anything is possible. Thank you. Answer any questions that you may have. So feel free to ask a question. Yes? The most difficult time I had with my injury was going to sleep. It was at nighttime. I hated going to bed because when it was bedtime, that means everything's quiet. Your thoughts start to run. I would get restless in bed because I couldn't move. And that was the toughest moment. Because I've always kept myself distracted and happy by working hard, by having visitors around me. I've always kept the mood light, upbeat. But at night is when the reality really sunk in, and I just couldn't wait till morning time, because when it comes morning, you can go to work, you can start the training. So that's by far the hardest time was at night. Yeah. Where did I come from? I grew up in Altoona, Iowa, which is by Adventureland. So if you guys know where Adventureland is, I'm sure you do. And that's where I'm from. That's my hometown. But I currently live in Florida right now. Yeah.
What was the best thing that happened to you?
What was the best thing that happened to me? I'd say having a really strong sense of purpose and appreciation with my life is the best thing that's happened to me, because before I was hurt, I didn't know what I wanted to do or be. I just didn't know. And after my injury, I know what I want to do. I want to give inspirational talks. I want to inspire as many people as I can and give back as many people as I can with my foundation. So I have a real strong sense of purpose now. Yeah.
How do you think your life would change if you didn't have this accident?
How would my life change if I didn't have the accident? And kind of my last answer, I think I would have had such a strong sense of purpose is the biggest difference. But I was just planning on getting a business degree, maybe going to law school. I really didn't know what I wanted to do before my injury, but I feel like just an average job. I'm not sure what passion I would have had if I didn't have my injury. Yeah. Would have I met my fiance if I didn't have my injury? And I don't think I would have met her. So that's another, what I consider a blessing for me, because I met my fiance. I don't know if that would have happened if I hadn't gotten hurt. Yeah. Either one. Were there times I just wanted to give up? Yeah, at night. Was times where it's like, this is so hard, this is too hard. like in my talk, I talk about all the positive and all the inspirational things. And it's human to get down on yourself, to feel sorry, to complain. I'm not saying you should never do that, but just don't let it affect you throughout the day. Don't let it linger for too long. Just, you're gonna have some tough moments, and just work through it. Just don't let it last too long, I guess. That's
What is the greatest accomplishment?
my greatest accomplishment would have to be getting engaged and walking across the stage at some stage. My two. Yeah.
Do you believe in destiny, and do you think it was your destiny to do this?
Do I believe in destiny? Do I think it's my destiny to do this? I do. I think it was all part of the plan. And obviously, you can't just dream of a plan. You can't dream of your destiny. You have to go out and make it happen for yourself. But I do think this was part of a bigger plan that I had no idea I was in store for. Yeah. How did my fiance and I meet? We met at Iowa State University when I was visiting some friends. Yeah.
How many siblings do you have?
I have two siblings. I have an older sister named Alex and a younger sister named Katie.
What was the most surgery you've been through?
The most difficult surgery I've been through would be my neck surgery. That was the most difficult. Yeah. If I had my legs fully healthy, would I ever play football again? I wouldn't. I played my time in football. I'm content. But it's not something I would necessarily always discourage other people from playing. It's just I already had my time, I guess. Yeah.
What other injuries have you had besides your neck?
Other injuries I've had besides my neck injury, I've partially separated a shoulder and I've broken my nose. Yeah. What kind of sports I played? I ran track, played basketball, football, and then also grew up playing baseball until like my freshman year of high school.
What's your next big goal that you're working on?
My next big goal that I'm working on, there's two. One is to drive. I'm working on getting a vehicle that's has the mechanics for me to be able to drive with my hands, and then also I want to be able to walk side by side with Emily, my fiance, at our wedding. Yeah.
What sport are you best at?
What sport? What?
What sport are you best at?
What sport was I best at? Probably football. I'd say I love probably basketball more, but I was a short basketball player. Yeah. Do I like music? Yes, I love music. I wish I was more musically talented. So if you ever heard me sing, you would plug your ears right away. It doesn't stop me from singing, but I do love music. Yeah. If I ever feel my stomach full, it's an interesting question because sometimes I do, sometimes I don't feel full. So sometimes I feel like I'm like a bottomless pit where I could just eat all day, and sometimes I feel like I'm full all day. But it is hard to tell whether I'm full or not full. Yeah. So what? Is it still hard to move around? Yeah, it's hard. I'm getting stronger and working on it, so it's easier to get around. Yeah. Did I still coach my team after my injury? I didn't necessarily coach, but I would participate. I'd be part of the team. The coaches gave me the option whether I wanted to be a coach or a player, and I just kind of went with the player. And my practice and my game days were on the football field or in a hospital or in a PT clinic. So that's where I spent most of my time. So I never had a chance to spend a lot of time with the football team as much as I would have. Yeah. The game that I got injured in, we lost that game. Yep. Do I have any pets? Yes, I have 2 dogs at my home in Iowa. Yep. Drive me out, yeah. I had some allergic to penicillin. I played strong safety. It's a defensive position. Yeah, but.
Who do you think's going to win the Super Bowl?
Oh, good question. I think the Panthers will win.
You say you live in Florida. Are you training down there?
Yes, I'm training down in Florida. There's a facility down there that I really enjoy. I get my hours that I want. They're really smart with how to get your body right and take you to the next level. Yeah.
Do you remember what team you were playing the day you got your injury?
Do I remember the team I was playing? Yeah, I do. It was Central College. And Central College is actually my second choice behind Luther. Yeah.
Has the guy that accidentally injured you, has he ever apologized?
As a player that I got injured with ever apologized? No. I wouldn't want him to apologize either. It was like a football play. It was like an accident where I don't blame myself. I don't blame him. And I have met him, and really didn't say a lot. There really wasn't a lot to say, but I don't want him to feel any regret or blame. I wouldn't want him to feel that, as I don't either. So that was never a big deal for me, like who was it or anything like that. So it's just an accident. It's just another player to me, really. Yeah. Never see Georgia. I actually did. A couple of years after my injury, I ran into her. And I did tell her that her words meant a lot to me. It really changed me and helped me get through that. So I really wanted her to know that that's a big deal. What she did for me was incredible. So she probably had no idea how meaningful that is. And that's kind of what's special about when you empower the people and give them hope. You may never know what kind of difference you're making, but it could be life-changing. So just always remember that, because I don't think she had any idea how remarkable her words were at the time. Yep.
What's your favorite takeout food?
My favorite takeout food? Good question. I don't know, probably just pizza or something.
Let's give Chris one big round of applause. Okay, at this time, let's have the fourth graders go to lunch. Go to the lunchroom, you can get your lunch, and then go to the classroom. Does that sound good? Have everybody else kind of sit here while the fourth grade goes.